Hi, and welcome back to the Save It for Parts channel. Today we're out on another old mining expedition, and we're going down to a lead zinc mining region. So we'll need a few pieces of equipment from the old safety closet here. We've got our wire rope caving ladder, the helmet, and we'll need some lights. Got headlamps, lanterns, but this is obviously the best one. Now, of course, I can't recommend exploring old mines on your own. Don't go into old mines or tunnels without permission, proper safety equipment, and proper training. Otherwise, you'll end up like this fellow here. So these mines that we're looking for today are part of the Upper Mississippi Valley Lead and Zinc District. And this was an area that was mined for lead starting around the 1820s and then later for zinc. And mining lasted in this area until about the 1970s. The main area of lead mining was in the tri-state region of Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois, although there are some outlying mines in Minnesota. Due to the geology of the region, the lead sulfide is found mostly in natural crevices or caves in this area, so the early miners would typically find a natural cave and follow it to mine out the lead ore or galena. Now, as I've said before, I'm not a geologist. I can't tell you all the details and history on this, but there are a bunch of books out there that will tell you more about lead-zinc mining in the upper Midwest. Here's a few that I picked up at a recent stop at a museum gift shop. Books like this are a great alternative to actually going in mines yourself, which again is very dangerous. Now, if you do want an underground experience, there are a number of tours and museums around the region, including this museum, which has its own underground lead-zinc mine. We'll check that out a little bit later in this video. Alright, so we're down here in the limestone lead mining district, and we are looking for some mine shafts. We've seen some little divots on a LiDAR survey, and we're going to go see if we can find them. Yeah, here's maybe one or two. It's a very small prospect pit or filled-in shaft. And here's a slightly bigger one. So this is definitely an old lead prospect in the limestone. You can see where it's been cut away. There's supposed to be one back in here that's open. I'm going to crash around in the woods a little more and see if we can find that. Got a lot of exposed limestone chunks on the surface. These could be mine tailings that were pulled out. Here's another little prospect pit or divot in the ground. We've got something up here under these trees. Can't tell if it goes anywhere, if it's just it looks like just a little depression in the ground. It's another little hole, but this one does look like it goes down somewhere. Alright, we've actually found an old shaft going down. It goes down quite a ways. It's like definitely a lead crevice. Can't tell how far it goes from up here. Alright, we got our caving ladder into the hole. Time to go down and see where it goes. Alright, we are down in the old lead mine, and it's pretty anticlimactic. It's basically just a hole. Doesn't really go anywhere. This is the old crevice that they would have been following. Some tree roots. Got some local wildlife. Got what looks like a toad with a slug on its face. So he's going to have trouble getting out of here again. Maybe I'll just bring him up to the surface. He'd probably be a lot happier on the surface. How about his slug friend? That's weird. Got some other pretty typical cave or mine wildlife in here. Some underground crickets. These guys are always kind of fun with their super long antennae. I suppose the toad could be eating those. Got some little isopod guys. But yeah, I think that toad would definitely have a hard time getting back out that hole. Alright, we found the old mining road going back up the hill. And I should mention that we are on this property with permission, so we do have permission to poke around these holes and old remnants and ruins that we find. So this little cave or mine doesn't go very far, but has some really cool quartz crystals along the wall. There's probably some lead ore in here too. That's probably why This was opened out following that crevice to mine the lead and galena out of there. So as I mentioned, you can find old lead mines in a pretty large region stretching up into Minnesota and down into Iowa and Illinois. However, the most concentrated lead and zinc mining region is right on the border between Wisconsin and Illinois along the Mississippi River. And there are a number of museums in this area that you can visit that have artifacts, history, old photos, and sometimes even tours of underground lead zinc mines. Here in Platteville, Wisconsin, we visited the Bevins mine, which was originally a lead mine, and it's been cleaned out, opened up, and had some new OSHA-approved entrances installed, so tourists can walk down in there and check it out. And they have a lot of artifacts down in the mine as well that show off the early lead mining, as well as the more modern zinc mining that happened up until the 1970s in this area. I'd highly recommend this museum if you get a chance. It's only $10 a person to get in, and that includes the museum grounds, the inside exhibits, it includes the tour of the underground mine, and if the weather is right, it includes a ride on their mining train. Unfortunately, it was a little rainy when we were there, so we didn't get to ride the train around, but we got to see the other things, and we got to go down underground and see how the original mine was laid out. If you'd like to know more about the mining history of this region, check out one of those books that I showed earlier, or visit one of these museums. Again, this is the one in Platteville, Wisconsin, and it's a pretty cool one. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I only rarely make these exploring related videos. Mostly I'm doing DIY projects and whatnot, but every now and then I slip one of these in. So stay tuned for possible future updates on things like this, and otherwise check out the rest of my channel for stupid boats and other inventions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.